What is it about UKIP that every now and then you'll keep leaving the party and forming your own one-man band?
Well, I'm not a one-man band. I'm sitting in the European Parliament. In fact, 4 other MEPs obviously left before I did, as you will know. So
that's my point.
Yeah, absolutely, including the chairman, Campbell Bannerman, who wrote the manifesto and got no credit for it. I'm a previous chairman. I'm also a previous deputy leader. And it's about control, really, excessive control. We've got to have democracy in a party. We've got to have more than one person steering policy. But also, we've got to have fairness. And the way the membership is now treated, in my mind, isn't fair. The way, for example, they're pretending that they're having an election for European Parliament candidates. It's just not true, actually. The whole thing is gerrymandered.
So are you saying it's become the Nigel Farage show?
I'm afraid it has, and let's face it, he's a great front man. He speaks very well. In fact, he thinks well on his feet. He's a great chap. But, having said that, you can't have a one-man party making all the rules, and I'm not even sure that Nigel is a good leader from that point of view, because he isn't fair, and he likes to set around him his own people who are drinking mates, who are shooting mates, who are just mates, and that isn't how you run a party.
Shooting mates? Who do they shoot?
Not each other, unfortunately. No, they go hunting and that sort of thing.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Now, I'm right, you were deselected from UKIP as an incumbent MEP because you failed the new tests that have been set out by UKIP. What are these tests?
Well, it's nonsense because I didn't fail the test. That's that's the excuse they give. I mean, the 2 tests that I took were a hustings where we speak in front of the local the local members, and secondly an interview which took place between 3 of them and 1 of me, and as far as I'm concerned it was the 3 hit men. It was Crowther, the chairman, a 22-year-old who reports to him, and a guy who sat at Nigel Farage's bedside after he had the aeroplane crash. All of these people have come to the party well after me. I mean, I've been there since the 1990s. They got no idea who I was, really, or the work I've done in the West Midlands. I've been a very hard-working MEP. You can ask the local members. If the local members had had that vote, I would still be top of the poll in the West Midlands.
Well, first you talked about shooting, now talking about hitmen. It sounds a dangerous thing to be a member.
Well, yeah, they are. I'm sorry to phrase it like that.
No,
but
they must be doing something right, because if you look at the Tory membership was 250,000 in 2005, it's now down to 134,000. UKIP's gone from 15,000 in 2010 to 31,000 now, and I'm told by someone down there that there are 3 times as many people at the UKIP conference than were at the Lib Dem conference earlier this week.
I'm not surprised, because we have the right policies in UKIP. I mean, I'm not against the policies. What I am against is totalitarianism. And don't forget that under Roger Natman, the previous leader, we still had the same number of MEPs. He did a good job for the party as well. Nigel took over. He's done very well. But he shouldn't get all the glory. There's a lot of work been done over many years to get where we are today. But, you know, I've had 1,100 press hits in the last 12 months. So, you know, not different stories, but I've been in different papers 1,100 times in 12 months.
But isn't it the case that all insurgent parties like UKIP, whether it's on the left or the right, protest parties who are trying to become more than that, they all require a figure, a Farage figure.
Yes.
It's always built round
yes.
a cult of the personality, isn't it?
Most times, possibly, but this isn't just a pressure group. This has policies with a completely different flavour. We want to trade with the world. We don't think that Europe can contain our economy and allow us to grow correctly. We need the markets overseas, and we see that Europe is actually stopping that growth rather than helping it. So UKIP has always said that right from day one, and we don't want to be contained by Europe. We want to be free, trade with the world. Winston Churchill said, give me the choice between Europe and the open sea, and I'll always choose the open sea.
No, I think he was probably head of the Navy at the time.
He was Prime Minister at the time.
No, I'm only joking. And you've joined the English Democrats, I hear.
I haven't joined the English Democrats.
Really?
I'm pleased that you've not heard.
Well, the English Democrats say that you even were involved in the drafting of the press release announcing that you had joined the English Democrats?
I was doing due diligence with that party, and various people were talking to me. One of them did that release, asked me to look at it. I corrected it because I thought it was far too rambling and far too long. And now it did say draft on it, and it wasn't to be released, but it was released. And I hadn't finished doing due diligence. I was asking about some of the track records of some of their members, and I still haven't got that information. God bless them, let them get on with their own, but I'm not with them, thank you.
Oh, I see, but you might join, is what you're telling us.
I'm not joining.
Oh, hold on, if you're helping to draft a press release that announces you're joining, you must be considering joining them.
I'm sorry, it was in preparation for me to join, and the due diligence hadn't finished, and as far as I'm concerned, it didn't, and that's it.
So you've fallen out with them before you've joined?
They put forward under my nose a press release, and I said, this is far too long. We've got to amend this, and I did change it, but at the same time, I made sure it said draft on it. And it was subject to due diligence. Thank you.
I get the feeling that you should maybe just stay as a one-man band.
Really? Do you think
just stay on your own? You've fallen out with UKIP.
No.
You've fallen out with the English Democrats before you've joined them. Stay on your own as the Nattrass party.
I haven't fallen out with the members of UKIP. There's a lot. I'm very fond of the members of UKIP. Very good people.
All right, Mr. Nattrass, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.